I'm here today with John Preckshot, the founder of Preckshot Compounding Pharmacy. He came here all the way from Denver to have a conversation, and I'm really looking forward to it and really excited.
Well, Corey, it's a real thrill to be here, to be back in Peoria, to be able to see what you've done with this pharmacy. And so I'm looking forward to this discussion that we're going to have today.
This pharmacy, is such an amazing thing to be doing sterile and non-sterile compounding. And obviously, it all started with you. Where did the idea come from? Like, how did you get started with all this?
Actually, we began in 1981, September 1st, 1981, at the Proctor building, just right down the street from this location here. And my partner at the time said, we're going to get all of this business from all of the specialists in the building here, which never happened. However, when I started talking to the specialists in the building, the urologists, the pediatricians, the OB-GYNs, I found that they had a lot of needs and they had a lot of patients that had individual problems. And so when they got to know me and I got to know them, so we got to go to work with them as problem solvers. And that's essentially what I did back then to get started. And that's probably what you're doing here today.
Absolutely, yes, because, with the medication, commercial medications, we're tailoring to the masses rather than just the individual, so we can narrow it down. So
that's it, exactly. Yeah. So my start in where you're at today in 2023, we're spot on. We haven't missed a beat. So.
Still doing the same thing.
Still doing the same thing. That's right.
So John, tell me, I guess, a little bit about the timeline of the Proctor Professional Building. What made you want to move over to Heritage Square, and then before we jumped over here to Junction City?
It was interesting because it seemed to fall in decades. There was that first decade from 1981 to 1991 that we got to a certain level of growth. And then as we started going, becoming more and more prominent in Central Illinois, we actually got to be outside of Central Illinois, just like you're doing today, and making the Preckshot name known in a much greater area. And then probably about the mid-90s, I think it was, that we moved in to Heritage Square. So we had outgrown that location at Proctor. We moved into Heritage Square, and that's where we were able to feature our lab being visible to the customers who would come in there and get prescriptions from us, compounded prescriptions from us. That was about the time that we turned into completely compounding pharmacy only, compounding pharmacy and professional grade supplements, just like you've got here.
It was really neat having you in here the other day when we were standing and having a discussion, and we had a couple patients come in that, it was a pretty busy day. Mm-hmm. We had a lot of hustle bustle. Still talking, you and I, talking about different things, and I thought it was really cool how, after I finished helping the patient, you responded and you said, this is exactly how I used to run the pharmacy as well.
Yeah, and I think that was what I noted too, that when I stopped in the store here, that we were very much into problem solving. And that's what made it big with the physicians, that we could help them with individual therapeutic options, compounded formulations to get around the problems that their patients were having. And to walk in the store and see you on the floor here doing the same thing I would have done in my pharmacy. And the analogy about, yes, I have things I want to do here today, but the patient comes first. And we were always available for consultations. We were available to help people find the things that they needed. I was very much impressed with your professional quality supplements that you have here, which was always something that we had at the other pharmacy, in both versions of the pharmacy. So yeah, it's a continuation, very core of what I started, you are still continuing to do. And I feel so good about that, and I feel confident for what the future is going to look like too for Preckshot Professional Pharmacy.
I find that very promising to know that the founder of this pharmacy feels that way.
It's been a great time being back here in Peoria. I'm so impressed with what you've done with this pharmacy. Your business plan, your integrity, the quality of the work, the quality of your team it's second to none. And I'm wish you the very best.
I really appreciate it, John, and it means the world coming from you. The godfather of compounding, as I say.
Oh, wow.
Especially in this area. the celebrity of compounding. I still have so many people that come and ask about you and talk about you, and what an honor it is to have you say such nice things about our team and the pharmacy, and I can't wait to see the future, the growth.
If you see him, you can tell him I'm alive and well, and I'm alive and well.
Yes.
How well you're doing.
I appreciate it.
Pleasure, man.
I appreciate everything, John, and I appreciate your support.
You got it.
Thank you.